Be our guest, be our guest, put our magic to the test. Speaking of guests, I got my little girl with me. What do we just see?
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast, of course.
It looks awesome.
She really liked it. She's been pumped for this one for a long time. I gotta tell you, it took me a while to get into the movie because I grew up with this movie. Okay, so all the characters and the animation, that's kind of what I was going into. I didn't really. I haven't really looked into this movie until I went to see it. I didn't want to get any, preconceived notions about if it was going to be good or if it's not, because there's a lot of drama that was unneeded for this movie. But Emma Watson,
Was Belle.
She
was spot on.
She was really spot on.
They picked the perfect person to play Belle.
I agree. Yeah, she was really good. People are griping about her singing. I thought her singing was great.
Yeah, she was beautiful.
I mean, she nailed it, honestly. And when they put her in that yellow dress,
she was beautiful.
I got the feels.
Me too.
I got the feels, and I'm a guy. But this is stuff from my childhood. Okay, I love this kind of genre. I mean, you can't not love it if you grew up in the 90s. I mean, it's just how it was. These were the best movies there were, What was your favorite part?
I really liked when at the very end, when he turned back to the guy, she said, "What do you think about growing a beard?" And he went, "Rah." Yeah, it was hilarious.
Speaking of him, Dan Stevens, okay? When I saw him, I wasn't sold. I wasn't sold on the pictures of the Beast early on. I didn't really like the way he looked, but
he looked just...
It was his acting. It was his acting that brought it out, and it was his voice. He had an awesome voice. This guy could sing.
Yeah, he had everything.
Yeah,
the whole package.
And his garment and the way he walked around.
It looked real.
It looked pretty real. And all the characters. I'll say that for all the characters. You grew into them because of their performance. Because
at first it was kind of lonely and everything, and then when you start to get later in the movie, you're like, wow,
right,
they're doing great.
Absolutely. Like, I didn't like the way they were not animated. Like,
yeah, they were really antique looking.
They looked like real things that supposed to talk, and I mean, I get where they're going because they were supposed to look like the item, and because that's what the whole, this is in reality, this is a live action. I still was finding myself missing the animated stuff a little bit. It just was less funny. Some of the jokes didn't hit as hard as they should have.
I think if they would have made it more animated, I think it would have been more funny.
Yeah, especially some of the jokes, like with Clocksworth and stuff. Yeah.
Moments.
But they were good. You did start to like halfway through the movie probably.
Yeah.
I started to forget. Because of the acting that each character brought to the
they added a few parts that were not. They did a backstory for Beast where the woman was actually him. He just started laughing and threw it down, and then he said this was a gift from the Enchantress, and it was a book. He said, place your hand on it, and then think of a place you want to go. She put Paris.
Right.
And then she found out her mom died.
That's kind of like where she was from, and her father never told her how her mother passed.
And she actually went to her house. They were there. That wasn't in the real movie, and I bet if you saw the movie before, she did live far away from the town. She lived in the town in this one, like right in the town.
In the village, yeah.
Yeah, she did not live outside the village.
And speaking of the village, the villagers were pretty good. They were, like the main guy, Gaston.
Yes.
Played by Luke Evans. He was good. I would have liked to see a little bit more, obviously, muscle, but he was okay. He definitely portrayed the arrogant, egotistical, basically jackass of the town.
He was kind of noodle army. He didn't have that much muscle.
Yes, that's my daughter. All right, Josh Gad, he played LeFou. A lot of controversy on him. I thought he was pretty funny. Honestly,
really funny.
He brought comic relief. I didn't like the drama. I didn't like the choices that they brought. He's actually classically trained. He's actually a classically trained singer. So I mean,
Really?
yeah, I mean, so
He looks like an opera person.
yeah, and he does. He has that bravado in his voice.
I loved how their voices, they were
Yeah.
like,
All the voices, all the singing and the songs were great.
and I'm not a big fan of musicals,
No,
but
I
this
hate
one
musicals.
was just amazing.
Yeah, this was like you were saying, you know, it's just the music and the animation and
Like,
everything, the story, and it's 2 hours long. It's like 2
But I
hours,
think
10
if
minutes
they would,
long.
I think if they would have made it 1 hour, they would have to cut off a lot of good scenes.
Yeah.
Like, a
Oh
lot.
yeah. You would have to cut out tons of
Yeah.
stuff.
And that would just wouldn't be a good movie. If it
Favorite
cut out.
part? You said what? Your favorite part was
When-
what?
Where did you girl be?
Oh yeah. My favorite part was he's trying to get Belle to come to dinner. You know, and he's da, 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 and they're like softly, and he's like, you know,
He says,
and they're
"Will
like,
you please?"
and then the little candlestick, now woo her with your smile, and he's now show me, and he goes. He's got these
like,
fangs,
"No
and
smile.
ugly
No, no,
as
no, no."
hell. He's like, oh, maybe not. You
No
know.
smile, no smile.
Speaking of the candlestick, he was
He was
really
funny.
funny and really great.
I think Clocksworth could have been used more in the movie.
Yeah, he
Because-
wasn't. I mean, he wasn't as much as he was in
He
the
was
animated
in the movie, but not as much.
Right.
He you know, in the original movie, he was kind of mean. You know, he was like, don't hug me, don't not touch me.
Right.
But in this one, he was all sweetheart.
Yeah.
He was
yeah.
nice to the candle.
Right.
He was like,
And that was actually played by Ian McKellen. I didn't even know that
Yeah.
till I started looking at it. But that's freaking Magneto. So I mean, great voice acting.
I loved all their voices.
Yeah, Stanley Tucci as the Candelina. That's what it is called, the Candelina. We were trying to think of what it's called. He was great. I thought it was pretty.
I love his voice.
I thought it was pretty on, man. He had a lot of great parts that were standout. I mean, like she was saying, the scenes where it was the singing where it's usually like, oh man, singing again. You knew these songs. You were ready to hear these songs.
Like,
Be Our Guest
Yeah,
was
Be Our
huge
Guest,
spectacle
Be Our
of
Guest.
animation
And
and
then,
just like the what the cartoon was,
Yeah,
except it
and
was
then there
way
was-
more.
there was
You
like,
know.
beauty and the...
Yeah, like I said, I got the feels during that part.
That was...
It was crazy because I believe that was Helen Mirren. She's not even on the cast list, but I believe that was Helen Mirren.
I think it was.
She's an old actress, but man, she did awesome and had a great voice in this.
She was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful, beautiful singing. I will tell you this: the animation, not necessarily say the animated version, but the animation, the CGI, the graphics,
They did great on the castle.
impeccable. Mwah. It was the castle was probably one of the coolest things I've seen on
literally,
screen. I mean, it was
really
so
cool.
detailed.
And it was in 3D, so
Yeah.
it just popped.
Yeah,
right
we went to
out.
IMAX 3D. We had awesome seats.
Awesome.
Snuck some candy in. It was pretty fun.
It was.
What would you give the movie overall?
I would say 8.5.
I would have to agree. I mean, there was had some little just slight,
Just a little
yeah.
minors.
but I would say 8.5 for sure. This is a movie you can take your beautiful babies to. This is a movie you can take your girl to. This is a movie you can take your mom to. This is literally a movie you can take anybody
it's
to.
just family.
Yeah, it's a family film. It's going to do blockbuster numbers, okay? Like, everybody's saying it's got a bad Rotten Tomato score. 85% is not a bad Rotten Tomato score, okay? Critic rating is a 71. You know, I can understand where it's the drama, it's the background crap that has nothing to do with the movie.
Which you know, when she said I'll go in for my dad, she said she wouldn't, and then she just pushed him out,
Yeah.
like almost fell off the earth,
Right?
and just slammed the door.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm here now, leave.
And it did follow the movie of
Yeah.
the animated pretty good. I mean, you remember when he rips the painting of himself?
Yeah.
It did that. I mean, the snow and him crouching down and fighting the wolves. I mean, that was one of my favorite parts is when you see the beast
and
get down.
She said, you need to help me. She said, you need to get up.
Yeah.
And then so she could carry him to the
Yeah, she
horse.
basically saves his life. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly.
But he saves her life first.
Yeah, so it's definitely. I mean, they start to fall for each other.
Yeah.
And
But Beast fell for her first.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't fall for him until later in the movie.
right.
Like at the very end, she's like, "I love you,"
Yeah.
and then, you know.
But it was definitely good. I strongly urge you to see it. Opening weekend, we saw it in IMAX. There was some pretty cool 3D animation.
Yeah, there was. Like the dancing,
The
they really
dancing
popped out.
and then the fight scene at the end was pretty cool. Like when
Yeah.
he's shooting the things out of his mouth or whatever. You just have to go watch it
there
to
was
see
a
it.
piano, and he was shooting.
He's shooting keys off.
Yeah, and then later when they all became person, he only had 3 teeth because he shot them all
Yeah, he
out.
shot all his teeth off. So
'Cause
when
he
he
was a
came back in
piano.
person, and this isn't spoilers, guys. This is Beauty and the Beast. Either you've seen the animated version or you haven't. I mean,
Really, and they pretty much got everything that the real movie
Exactly,
had. So
exactly.
we can't really spoil it.
no spoilers, guys. But anyways, go see it. We rate
Go
it
see it.
8.5. Until next time, this is Movie Buff.
Go see it.
Peace.